right. Well, Josh, Marthalyn, and baby Finn, so excited that you guys are here and that you're going to tell your PRBC story. So let me just begin by asking, what brought you to Pleasant Ridge?
Well, as you know, before you were at Pleasant Ridge, you worked in a physical therapy office.
Yeah.
And where my mom and brother with special needs were patients.
Mm-hmm.
And you had such an impact on my mom with your kindness that when we moved here, she made me promise I would come visit Pleasant Ridge because you had just started here.
That's funny. Yeah.
And so that's what we did.
Yeah.
Long story short, her mom told us we had to.
Yeah.
I'm telling you a special thank you.
Yes.
So yes, I remember that because it was not too long ago.
Yeah.
What, like 2 years now?
3?
3 years.
3.
Okay. Yeah. So now we know what brought you to PRBC. What kept you at Pleasant Ridge?
Well,
Jane Ballou kind of held us hostage. Is kind of what happened.
in the best way possible.
Yes, of course.
Yes, we joke that she held us hostage, but in reality, what she did was joining a church can be very intimidating and very scary, not knowing anybody especially. And she did all the legwork for us. She made sure that we were plugged in with Herb and Denise, and they kind of took over from there. She made sure we knew where to go for Sunday school the next week. And she did all of that for us. And she made sure to get our contact before we left. And we had a handwritten card from her within the week.
Yeah. Sounds just like it.
Yeah.
So what do you consider to be a strength of our church?
Definitely the Jane Ballous, the people who are willing to go out of their way and say hello every single morning, make sure that you feel welcome. Marthalyn kind of mentioned this, but we've moved around a lot. You know, we've been all over the state, down by where you're from, and then also, of course, around here in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa. And it can be hard. It can be challenging to enter into a church and not know anybody. That is a barrier that we've experienced multiple times. Just because that's what it is. That's the startup cost. Yep, it's just the startup cost of finding a church. But everyone here is so welcoming.
Yeah,
and we've really appreciated how generous, not just with their hospitality, but just time that people have been here.
And another question is kind of a spin-off of that one that I have for you guys. I've been asking a lot of our members who are joining this project, who are people in our church that have made an impact on you or stood out to you? I've heard Jane Ballou. Are there others that have been?
Herb and Denise have made a world of difference. I don't even think they know how much they've done for us. And just we feel like they've taken care of us in a lot of ways.
That's awesome.
And just everybody we've gotten to know in our small group, especially, and your wife Caroline checking up on us. And
She's pretty sweet.
Yeah, she is pretty sweet. And then also Mindy Ellis has made a huge impact in my life personally, is stuff that we've gone through. She's been there for me along the way.
Yeah.
I think Josh Hosmer also deserves a shout out.
There you go.
Sometimes it can be hard to talk about work.
Yeah.
And I think he's always been a great ear to talk about work for me. Someone once told me that like men define themselves by their job, which is like really tough to come to terms with. Like when women, they talk to each other, they go like, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
Right? But like, it's like, so what do you do for work? Right? That's how the conversation goes. So I think, Josh has had a lot more experience just in a lifetime of working, and he's been a great ear for me to say, hey, like, I got these problems at work, hey, how do I handle this? So
again, it kind of circles back to community.
Yes.
It is.
People impact your life. And so thank you guys for that. Also another question, how has PRBC impacted your family throughout your time since you've been members?
Well.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Mr. Pleasant Ridge. I think truly over the past, year, a little more than a year maybe by this point, you have just captivated the heart of this church, little man. And so he's given us amens throughout the conversation.
Yes.
So,
Well, the backstory is when I had my NIME scan when I was about 20 weeks pregnant, we found out that he was going to have spina bifida. And that is a very hard diagnosis to get. And full disclosure, 7 out of 10 babies with spina bifida are aborted. Because a lot of that comes down to financial realities of taking care of a child with spina bifida. And we weren't going to do that, obviously, but Pleasant Ridge made a huge impact in helping alleviate part of that burden that came along with having him, and also being able to provide him the best outcome possible. Really helped us out when we decided to go to Houston and have surgery on him before he was even born. And because of that, he's able to move his legs.
There you go. Look at that. That was a little toe move.
And just everybody gave financially, gave with their time, gave us gift cards so that we had food to eat while we were in Houston, and just kept checking up on us because it is a lot emotionally to go through. Yeah.
Another amen.
Amen.
Yeah. And others have stated this, but even having you here, holding this little guy, telling your story, it reminds me of all of the prayers that were offered and
Yes.
conversations that were had. And his story truly is inspiring.
He would not be doing as well as he is without prayer.
Yeah. And, so we are invested in this little man's life in prayer, and just seeing him always brightens our day. And so you guys too.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely.
He's the star.
We got it. So, well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming in today and for telling your story. And you have impacted our church in many ways with your presence, your kindness, your gifts, playing even on the worship team. We didn't even mention that. But
It's been a minute. I've had. This has been the replacement for the guitar right now.
and worthy calls. So, but yes, thank you guys so much for your investment in our church, because you are part of our story. So we
Thank
appreciate
you.
Thank you guys. We want to invite you to join us on May the 4th as we celebrate God's faithfulness to our community through the life of our church. We hope to see you at the 150th anniversary on May the 4th.